Alright, I'm about to get back to work, man, on this project here. I said I was gonna go from A to Z through MVC2's vanilla roster, tweaking every character's idle and or crouch where need be. And so far I made it all the way to B. I'm so close, man. I think I can get this done. Last character I worked on was Venom. I'm gonna open them up. I think it was Venom. Alright, for Venom, this is his idle animation. For his idle animation, I don't think I tweaked anything. I actually love Venom's idle animation, so there's no point. But his crouching animation, he was sitting on essentially one frame. The only animations his crouch animation had was his mouth slightly open and closed, and it looked pretty terrible. So what I did is I brought it to life. So now his idle is fully animated. He has a full motion, a range of motion when he's crouching down, complete with that mouth animation too. I'll just play it. This is what it looks like now. Way better. All right, gotta move on. That was just a recap. Next character after let's just see. Didn't mean to do that. Let's just see here. I'm gonna click open. One of the characters. There's the character Venom. Did I already do Thanos? What did I do for Thanos? Sorry, I do it sometimes. Just curious. Open up Thanos. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I did the physics drop. What did I do for his crouch? Another physics drop. I'm guessing I animated this. I'm curious. Oh wow. Oh, that's so smooth. All right. Let me stop being nosy. Okay, open it back up. Go to characters here. Last character was Venom. So alphabetically, the next vanilla character in the MVC2 roster is pretty sure it's Warmarchine, but Warmarchine Classic. I can tell you ahead of time. Already edited this character. Both Iron Man and Warmarchine have been heavily edited. The classic versions I haven't touched just because I like the comparison between the classic version and the modern modded in versions of these characters. So there's to be honest, there's not really it's not really anything to touch on these characters, given they're robot characters. They're essentially made of all metal. Let's play the idol here. Okay, so he's just got a bounce for the idol. Cool. Let's move over to the crouch. See what the crouch looks like. Oh no. Correction, I can modify these characters. So I'm gonna jump over here. It's on 11.0. These one of the MVC2 characters that have the infamous one sprite for the crouch animation, which looks terrible by the way. I'm going to just try to wake this character up by animating it. I work on threes for the index. I'll do triple one. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna zoom in here. What I'm gonna do is gradually just create movement for his upper body. And I think the best way to do it, Control C, Control V, tap the down arrow here. Take the eraser, blow the eraser up to a very large size, trim around and get rid of the things I don't want shifting, which is typically his thighs or whatever is on the background of the part that I'm shifting. I'm just carefully tracing around. I'm really deleting his abdomen area. And of course his upper thigh, because I don't want his thigh moving at all. Okay. Make sure there's no stray pixels left behind here. Alright, so I have successfully deleted everything I don't want to shift down. What I'm going to do here is take the eraser, put it on one point, and I'm actually going to see if there's anything here I could clean out. Didn't look like it. Alright, blow the eraser back up to really large, hit the bottom layer, and on the bottom layer, I'm going to delete everything behind what I just shifted down. Like so. Alright, that should be it. Save it. Close it. That's one shift. I'm going to duplicate the frame. I'm going to name it 222 because again I work on 3 numbers for the index. I'm going to open it up and I'm just going to keep shifting. I think from here it's safe to shift. I think it's safe to shift the upper torso here. So I'm going to Control C, Control V. Just tap down here. Take the eraser. Delete the parts of the leg that I don't want shifting down here. I'm on the top layer, by the way. This might be tricky here, actually. Technically, I think his knee can stay put. I want to shift like this. I want like a more of an angular shift for his hamstring and his thighs. I think this will actually look pretty good like that. Now I'm going to jump on the back layer. On the back layer, I'm going to delete the things that I didn't shift. Or rather, whatever's behind what I just shifted down here. Well, that was weird. What is that about? Oh, let me drop the layer. That looks weird. Oh. Oh. The claw. Okay, so I'm just going to delete it. Let's get rid of it. Whatever. Yeah. It'll be alright. Okay. Looks good to me. The knees bother me a little bit, but get artsy fartsy here, and I can draw it back. So I'm just gonna plug these pixels in right here, just these two, so that my reshade doesn't freak out. Okay, I closed out the frame there. So there we go. We have a complete movement of the upper body. I think that's frame 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and make another frame. This frame I'm gonna call 333 for the index. I'm gonna open it up. The things I want to shift here. Admittedly, I should have been shifting. I should have been shifting his I could still do it technically. Let's do this. I'm gonna delete frame 3. I'm gonna go with my frame. I didn't delete all of my frames. Okay, go back to frame 0 like this. I'm gonna shift over 1, 2. Okay, so here's frame 2. So what I'm gonna do for frame 2. Or can I just know what? I'm gonna duplicate frame this 222 here. I'm gonna make it 333. Forget it. And I'll just do all the work in this. I don't think it'll hurt to like do more work. Okay, I just did the downward movement for the character pretty much. So here I want the head to shift down like that. Take the eraser. I'm gonna trim around the head like so. Alright, hit the bottom layer. On the bottom layer, get above it. That should be it. Save it, close it, reopen it, do some shift work on the forearm here. Actually, I could probably snag a little more like this. Control C, Control V, tap the left. Delete everything behind the fist here. Like so. Okay. And the only thing I'm trying to shift here is his really his arm. So I'm carefully tracing behind it. Yeah, that should be it. Make sure there's no stray anything left over here. Okay, that should be fine. It's a proper shift of the forearm there. This fist, low key, I was thinking about moving this fist too, but I'm not sure where I would. I'll just save it, close it, reopen it. I'm gonna jump onto this fist here and kind of finagle it. Try to figure something out here. Control X, Control V. Maybe like a upward shift like that, just a little. Save it, close it. All right, so that's my frame 3. I'm gonna duplicate frame 3. I'm gonna name the duplicate 444 for the index. I'm gonna open her up. Mm, Trying to think here. Maybe more. Maybe more stretch. Maybe the forearm. Maybe the whole forearm this time though. Yeah, I'm thinking the entirety of his forearm can shift. So I'm gonna take all of this. And I'm gonna go just one pixel over. Control C, Control V. I'm gonna shift it like this. Do my trim work here. This time I want more of a stretch effect. Bro, I was so mad, man. I was sitting in that class and the teacher, he made us listen to this poem from this immigrant lady. And she was like, America's a bunch of football watching, beer sloshing idiots. And I was like, y'all just go sit there. They're like, dude, I've never seen so many weak-minded, odd people in my life outside of a college class. Like, those are some of the most pathetic people I've ever been in a room with, dude. And I know it's easy for me to say because my occupation requires me to be a little tough, and it's for the country or whatever. But in that same breath, bro, like, don't be weak. You know what I'm saying? You gotta speak up. Closed mouths don't get fed. You can't let people just call you a moron in front of your face like that and not, and hold your tongue. Well, long story short, the teacher had the nerve to ask me my opinion. I guess he could see in my face that I was kind of offended by what the lady was saying. And yeah, I just told him, I was like, look, man, like, this lady's not born here. She came to this country and she started calling people idiots, and we're supposed to like eat that up. And he was like, oh, are you saying because she's from another country she's not allowed to have an opinion on you? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. She's not from here. She don't give her opinion on me or how things are done in this country because she's not from it. And he's like, like looking mad, right? Bro, I've never in my life wanted to like break things on another man more than I did when I was sitting in that class with that dude, bro. Just made me mad, bro. People like that, you kind of have to put your hands on too, because people like that don't fear words. If you know what I mean. I think nothing's worse than like a Weasley person, because they can't be spoken to. It's like they're not human anymore. They're more demon. But yeah, bro, I was so mad. I don't watch football first and foremost, and I don't drink beer. I don't drink, period. So like just to hear those words, and then for people to just sit there like a bunch of shills and to take it, bro. When I tell you I was mad, I'm reopening the frame here. I do this a lot, by the way, in my videos. I like to ramble. I say what I want. It's my video. Um, think about shifting the forearm here. I'm gonna take all of this. He's like, this lady is a national treasure. She represents the United States. She don't represent Captain Crunch. Like that. Don't you ever let somebody who's born outside of the country come into the country and call you an insult. Like, you know how stupid that is? That makes you look like the most weak. But that's how things are now, bro. That's exactly how things are. Things are just all messed up, man. They have lost their minds. Sometimes I think I'm too tough for college. Like, I'm actually waiting for them to like put me in sensitivity classes or do something. You know how the nut jobs are, how they do. I just did a shift. I shifted up his fist there. Technically, I was thinking about shifting it in too. It might look good. I'm gonna try to snag it here, and I'm gonna see if I can just tap over and like move it. Should be on top layer. I don't think so. I don't think I could move it that way. Top layer. Oh, it worked. Cool. Well, I don't see why it wouldn't work. Let's drop the fish just to make sure. Yeah, look fine to me. Cool. I'm gonna save it, close it. Yeah, needless to say, I'm not the type of man you could just insult to their face and not like lose blood for it. But you know, some men are built like that. Some men you can walk over. So this is triple four. I'm gonna jump into the animation here. Open the animation. I need to organize all this mess. I'm gonna make an unreadable text. I'm gonna call it prep. I'm gonna drop down a few spaces. I'm gonna make another unreadable text. I'm gonna call it idle. I'm gonna leave it just like how it is. I'm gonna copy this frame. I'm gonna paste it more than a few times, about 6 times. So this is the initial frame here. This is going to be like my frames that I just made. I think I made 4. I can already see I'm gonna need a little more here. 3, 2, it's gonna go back to 1. So something like this. 3, 2, 1, and then it goes back to 0. It can't be sitting on -1 because -1 means go backwards. He moves pretty fast. I'll put on 6 for now, just to see. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes me mad about college sometimes is that you see liberal people like actually indoctrinating and making kids sick. And people, there's parents who pay like their hard money they worked hard for to put their child in that terrible environment with those horrible people. It's really sad, dude. So this is my prep or the. It shouldn't be my prep. It should actually be my idle. So what I'm gonna do is take this, cut it, and I'm just gonna put it right here. It should cover up the 0. I don't have a prep because there's no physics to fall in place on this character with it being all metal. Make this 6. And I think that's it. I'm gonna drop in here loop start. Loop start means hey, play this, play everything under this word. I'm gonna apply, close, let's play it. There we go. He's got a fully animated crouch now. Gotta admit, looks amazing. I'm going to fix these collision boxes here. Shouldn't be too tough. Let's save out the animation. Let's jump over to the sprites, save out the sprites, jump back over. I'm gonna open up the animation here. I know you can default it. I'm gonna see if I can default it. Should be on the first frame. I'm gonna try to default all of these. Not sure if that worked. Still listen to it says default. Default fine. That should apply default to every frame underneath it. Issue here is I don't see it. Where'd it go? Not a big issue. I can redraw it in. Okay, because that angered me, I'm gonna get rid of this completely. Like that. Apply, close. And I'm just gonna manually draw it in. Shouldn't be too hard. Something like this. Alright. This is the default, right? Select the one between regular and default. Yeah, this is the default. I don't understand why it's turning invisible like that. It's showing up right here. I don't understand why it's invisible though, so it's pretty weird. Bring it a little bit closer there. I guess I just had to bring it closer. So there you go. I don't think that's necessary, actually. that's fine. I think it's fine how it is. Alright, actually I just moved it over more. Okay, save it out. Jump over to the sprite, save all my sprites, jump back to the animation. Let's play it, make sure it stays. Alright, that was Warmarchine for MVC2. I just tweaked his crouching animation to actually be animated. And yeah, next character should be whatever comes alphabetically after him in the MVC2 roster. God bless.